Hey chippers, and thank you for tuning in to today's toy review. And today, apart from the fact we've got 3 brand new paint pots, like so, because I'm using that as a surplus, just like the ones I've done back in March. Let me just straightforward keep on walking for a sec, because hey, we're going to be doing something that's not just trains, but hey, there's no cars in that video, eh? So hey, maybe the trains are cars. Who knows? I could have done a complete case of planes, trains, and automobiles, as sad as it sounds. And obviously, I'm going to straightforward think of a very amazing toy review idea to come up with. And here it comes. It's the same thing that we did the last night that we did. Maybe I can do one of those train brawl things, or maybe I can try and set up a good way to actually, you know, put 2 trains that will, how would you say it, coexist together. Anyways, let me just show you what these flip-flap products are going to be like today, because who knows, let me just say, hey, we're going to go airborne and take off, because hey, we're going to be straightforward looking at, you guessed it, some flip-flap planes. Yes, of course we've got some flip-flap planes toys, and I'll tell you what, those products are so desperate to be unpacked. But boy oh boy, we've got a bullet train zooming all the way across my layout. It's the same thing that I did in a previous toy review. How interesting is that? But anyways, I'm going to be straightforward, concentrating on what I've got so far with those flip-flap planes toys. Blimey hell, and I'm actually sweating here because this place here is like an absolute sauna. And I tell you what guys, I'm actually sweating so much because 1, I've got the central heating on. And 2, I tell you what, since I've been indoors, man oh man, I've been doing a lot of hard work to get this review done and dusted. Especially while booting that train set. So anyways, let's take a look at the flip-flap planes. The first product we're going to take a look at is the Sukhoi SU-27 MKM. It's a mini formation 5-pack, which costs about £8. And let's take a look at the back of the packaging here. It all seems too good to be true, but despite the fact on how this packaging looks like, don't be straightforward, how would you call it? Too enticed very much nicely, and the train's going very much in the background. Very, very fast, and we've got a derailment. Oh dear, how did I not notice that this was going to happen? Well, and the train's straightforward dragging by itself here. I don't think that's very much a good idea. Actually, you know what? I'm going to crawl my way in. Hey, I did some sort of military soldier crawl. Okay, get back on the rails. Get back on the flipping rails. Yay! Off he goes. Off she goes. Yes. Oh my goodness me. Run wild, you speed freak. Speed demon thing. And it looks like that the train has decided to come along and move towards me. But hey, it looks like, oh wow, hopefully this time it's going to be performing a lot much more better than what we have so far. Go, baby, go. Oh yeah. Look how fast this thing is. But let's take a look at how fast those Sukhoi SU-27 planes are. And it looks like we've got the same information here. Throw them up into the air for some incredible flying tricks like corkscrews, barrel rolls, and more. Warning, do not throw towards animals or people as targets. Quite very good advice if you ask me. The artwork on the planes product that you can see here is a little bit strange, but strange enough, hey, there's nothing wrong about having a toy like that, right over my hands. Let's spill them out of the packaging and see what they look like. Well, before I should actually straightforward spill them out, let's take a look at another product before we should actually start flying together. This is a flip-flap planes Royal Air Force Panavia Tornado Dual Pack. Oh, hang on a minute. Ain't these the same aircraft that I actually saw at the Queen's birthday long weekend? Hey, you know what? It was like 12 bloody years ago, and I straightforward remember seeing those planes at some sort of Queen's birthday weekend Troop in the Colour type event, thingy-majiggy, whatever it's called. And I'll tell you what, these planes look really, really awesome. They cost £10, so I'm probably guessing how big or small those planes are. And there's the back of the packaging, which looks like that. Ain't that nose look a little bit too elongated, to be honest with me? I feel like it is. Maybe that drawing is a little bit too weird. Once again, it's got the same information as what we've seen so far. Throw them further for special tricks and further distances. Never use them to shoot at people / animals. Very good advice. Very much indeed. Well, these planes toys, as you can definitely tell, they've actually been straightforward custom painted. I'm not sure how good or bad these toys are, but wait until you just see the performance of these things. Oh wow, they're actually quite impressive indeed. And I'll tell you what guys, I'm sweating so much because hey, I've got the central heating on. Very much such. Let me go ahead and grab these planes to the other room and see if I can get a good closer examination. So I can tell you what, getting these planes toys, or actually making these planes toys, because I'm actually the one who's responsible for making these toys, is actually not too bad. Even though they're not perfect, I'll tell you what, these toys look very good. Well, here's my in-hand appraisal of the Panavia tornado plane. As you can see, it's actually quite a very lovely and lavishly detailed looking model. Even though it's not the best, as you can definitely tell, it's a shame there's not much detailing on the aircraft, and overall when you just look at the finish of this thing, obviously it does remind me so much of the Disney planes or Disney cars characters, because obviously we've got the eyes on the windshield. The other interesting thing is that this plane has actually got a mouth, and then there's actually other mouths right here poking out the back. It's quite weird, isn't it, when this character has got two mouths. The tail detailing, it's actually quite very simplistic in its ways. There's a little emblem right there, and I don't know how to actually hold those planes, because you meant to actually throw them up in the air, but hey, these things look pretty cool. Coming in for a very nice looking closer shot in the way this plane has been detailed, you can also see there's extra tail moulding and also very amazing bits of folding going around here. I love how it's all been nicely detailed. This thing here really does have its own piece of its own mind. And it looks like we've got a train that has derailed on the background. Let me be right back for a while here. Whoops! Just as I realised the premises have actually gone completely and utterly wild, that bullet train has straightforward taken a dive. Come on, you little speedy rascal. Get back on the rails. Right, okay, so where was I? Oh yes, so strangely enough, it's got a very nice looking aircraft. It's got like a very weird looking grey sort of cockpit beak thing at the front. Oh man, how would I even know? Okay, let's take a look at the other one, which is this big grey Panavia tornado. It's a shame they don't actually have any like wing detailings that symbolise the Royal Air Force logo, because obviously, you know, when I went to that Royal Air Force Museum 2 months ago with my dad, it was actually quite impressive seeing a complete smorgasbord of all sorts of different warplanes that they store in that museum, and boy, wasn't that highly impressive. Mind you, I actually saw a lot of Airfix kits, and also, is it Retvol or Rexall? I can't really remember that brand. It's basically like another competitor to Airfix. And I'll tell you what, it's actually quite a fairly nice looking plane. And I'll tell you what, the detailings on this thing really do shout out, very nicely detailed. And it's also very lavishly made. But you know what, these toys are straightforward, cheap and cheerful at times, even though I would actually regard £10 as highly expensive. And the train has derailed again. Let me be more. Oh my goodness me. I'll be right back. Isn't it a bit hard when you see trains getting derailed? Maybe you might as well just let that train not go towards the Trackmaster aisle. Yeah, that thing is just a complete speed freak. Maybe you might as well just let that train confine to the Tomy layout section, hey? That'd be better, hey? And I just threw a piece of Tomy Blue Track. That would have been a complete lose if I would have said the wrong thing in my own mind. Look at that. That's much better, isn't it, somehow? And let's just get back to the premise of what I've just missed in that video of mine. And I could tell what, it's actually nearly coming towards midnight of all late things, I would say, hey? But let me just go ahead and take a look at the Sukhoi SU-27 planes, which will be fairly fantastic to see. Okay, the first one I've got here, it's not one of the best looking things so far. This one here does not have a mouth, which is probably one thing that you may have realised. This plane here is actually straightforward, painted all over the place. It's not really the bestly painted out of all the planes. I did attempt to just straightforward paint the entire plane all red, but I'm just sort of thinking, wow, you know, that's not the right kind of paint. And to be honest, whenever I look at this, it's painted all over the place. I feel like there's just way too much overspraying, which is not very good. They are meant to be like Russian fighter jet planes or air show planes, but hey, you know, they're actually quite fairly nice in that way. Obviously, I can't pretty much show you just how weird this plane is. But overall, the colour and the detailing of this plane looks quite remarkable, even though it's just pretty much placed all over in the place, which is not really great to see. Okay, I know the proportions of this plane, partially on the fact that because it's been very much folded rough and readily, once again they've got these little clips on the bottom here where you can just hold onto the plane and then you can just throw it into the air so that you can just straightforward see, do its weird tricks and things. And what's even more weird is that the plane sizes actually do vary from model to model, so it's a bit very weird to see. And what's even more inconsistent is, hey, some of these planes have actually got double wings, which is a little bit strange whenever you think about it somehow. But this one here has got like a very nice looking bluey, I'm not saying bluey as in the franchise, but has got like a very bluish colour looking detailing around here. My hands are all dirty because that's why. But that does not matter, of course. And for some reason, the bullet train has gone through the Trackmaster layout. I don't know why, but hey, let's keep on moving until that train gets derailed. So yes, as you can see, this plane has got a lot of like camouflage, patchwork sort of detailing here, all over in the wings, and pretty much the body, it's pretty much standing itself out. Maybe it would have been so much better if the nose on the front would have actually been much more whiter. But nevertheless, that's just a genuine opinion, but hey, how could I even tell? I do love these little white tips on the back of the tail part of the plane. It looks remarkable, and it actually does look quite nice in the way the colours do sort of stand out. At least it's not as rough and ready as the other planes. Yeah, it's one of these things where, you know, when you make a model like that, it sort of, yeah, it sort of makes itself pretty much perfect, but at the same time it's not. Like here on the cockpit window, it's not properly painted, but nevertheless it does have that very good look of what you find on aircraft, of what you just see in today. But let me take a look at this big behemoth here. For some reason it's got like a Russian tail flag thingy. I don't know why. It's got like a Russian flag tail detailing and whatnot. The face looks a little bit distorted and a bit, I would just say it's sharpened. It's a bit, I would say faint. I think it's a bit way too faint. So in that case, hey, maybe I need to straightforward detail that plane just a little bit better from next time. The painting on this, it's not that great. So if I look at the way that this plane has been detailed, so there's a lot of red involved in that thing. And obviously I did add a bit of white paint onto the cockpit. And of course there's the eyes, which has been faded for some reason somehow. There you go. It's quite a very nice looking plane. It's got like grey in the front. There's blue. In fact, most of it is just blue. But one thing I really don't like is this red stripe that has not been painted properly. I do like it, but I feel like it should be detailed much better. And the train has derailed. Let me just retreat back after those premises. And I tell you what, that bullet train is straightforward to do my head in once it keeps on colliding out off the rails. Get back on the rails, you speed snake thing. Right, let's just go ahead and take a look at the trains back again. So yes, actually it's the planes. Planes, trains and automobiles is what I can describe and tell. But no cars. Hey, of course, this next plane here is actually quite interesting somehow. I was going to keep it white, but because the paint was being very invasive, I actually decided to straightforward paint over just a bit in that model, which I think is okay-ish. Yeah, it's actually quite a fairly nice looking air show sort of plane thing. And strangely enough, the tail does look very nicely painted. But to be honest, I don't think it's that perfectly painted. I think it's meant to have white on the top, but on the back of the double tail sort of plane thing. But I just don't think it's that well painted. Like here, there's a bit of blue paint sort of overspraying on the red detailing, as you can see going on here. Maybe that's just how it is. You know, planes don't always have to be perfectly detailed. What I could have done was painted those side wings here, those bits here white. But then, who knows, it would probably ruin the red stripes running along the, let's just say, the very straightforward furthest down part of the wing of the plane. And strangely enough, there's not, you know what's very bland? They don't have any like logos and stuff on them planes, but hey, you know, it's just a show. It's actually quite a very nicely detailed aircraft in so many ways. And finally, last but not least, this very weird greyish bluey navy sort of plane. As you can see, there's not much detailing here. I would have placed like red stars in it, but I just thought, no, it would just pretty much give the game away too much. Yeah, but that is actually quite a very nice plane. It's one of these things where the paint becomes very invasive. I don't need to put as much detailing as I can. Maybe you can, maybe you won't. You know what would be very funny? Since that plane has got eyes on the sides of it, what would be amazing is, you know, since this model looks all 3D-ish, it would actually be amazing as if the eyes would have actually been placed on the front rather on the sides. That would look a little bit creepy. Oh yeah, not. Oh my goodness me, there's the back tails. Oh, I've actually almost forgot. Those oh my goodness me, these detailings here, the tail detailings. Why am I having trouble saying here? Anyways, let's get these flies. Oh wait, they're not flies, they're planes flying. Why am I gonna think I'm gonna be doing some sort of photo here? And what are these planes kissing at? Crikeys. What a rough and ready video am I having at the moment? Okay, I need to check off that train because I'm quite curious if that thing is going to get derailed or not. It's actually running oh so well. Maybe I might as well play with trains later on in this video, I think. But let's give these planes a very nice throw and see how they fly. Okay, let's start off with the Panavia Tornado. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and fly. Whoa, it actually did a straight line. That was fantastic. And it landed straight forward, right upside. That is amazing. Not upside down, but very much right on its very correct side. Okay, let's do another landing from the other Panavia Tornado, which is all creamy coloured. There you go, I can hold the sides here, but strangely enough, it's covering the tail, which is not a very good sight to see. I don't think that's going to work if I would have straightforward, like, showed its tail in flight. Maybe I might as well fix that plane here. Fix that stabilizer tail thing. That'll work. I think I have to hold it right there. I think these little tabs on the back of the plane, it's a little bit troublesome to do so, but anyways, 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay, the wings. Let me try and fix those damn wings, because if those wings aren't fixed, well, you're not really a real plane, aren't you? Okay, let's go ahead and throw this thing. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Whoa, it literally just touched the light. Oh my crikeys. How about another flight with this thing? Who knows about that? This could be a repeat from the other toy review that we did in the previous video. Okay, 3, 2, 1, fire. Yeah, straight line, but uh-oh, upside down. And let's not forget the Sukhoi SU-27 planes that could spin. Who knows? Are they going to spin or are they just going to go in a complete boring straight line? There we go, 3, 2, 1, and fly. Whoa, that thing was just crazy. It just, all of a sudden, just flew at high velocity and then it straight forward, turned upside down. And speaking of upside down, that bullet train has straight forward been derailed. Get back there, you speedy snake thing, get back there. Bloody hell. I wonder how much pain and agony I'm going to have in this weird toy view of purgatory filled with planes. Okay. 3, 2, 1, and fly. Oh, strange enough, it's the same phenomenon. Okay, just to throw some sanity into the way I make videos these days. I don't know how I'm going to make that somehow. Maybe if I just lay the camera a little bit like so. I don't know if that's going to work. Right. Who knows? It's going to be a bit of a semi-vlog because I can tell what the guys say. Yay! I'm going to be straightforward throwing some planes. Alright, let's see. The other Sukhoi SU-27 planes are going to be flying. Okay, let's try those bigger ones and see how they go. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay, that was pretty much a fail. But what about the other one? Pretty much flamboyant. Not as exciting as the other tour review that I did. Maybe if I try and fly towards camera. Whoa, that was just straightforward. That was straightforward, pretty much upside down. It was like a roller coaster sort of flight, and it was not really that great for a cruising sort of flight thing. Wow! It just did like a curving sort of trick here. Wow! It just curved. That was crazy. Right, I'm going to go ahead and get these planes back. Let's see if I throw these planes twice. Here we go. Let's see if I can throw two of them at once. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and fly. Whoa! Oh my goodness me. How about the other two? Let's see how these guys are going to perform, even though their detailing costing is not that great. Here we go. That thing there looks like a spaceship from flipping Space Invaders. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and fire! Whoa! That was straightforward something. That thing there just straightforward flew in a straight line. Let me try and fly that one once more. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and fly. Just didn't seem to have the energy of what I've actually expected from like another previous toy view that I did. That's not even flying. That's more like flopping in 360s. That's just bloody absurd. Again, these things, I don't know, maybe these things are bloody useless. I don't know why they're just... Whoa! Well, that was just funny. It just went flying and then all of a sudden it just crashed. That's just weird. It's not as great as the other previous toy view of planes that I did in the previous video. But wow! That thing there was just flying. Literally like upside down and stuff too. Oh man, could this be like, oh man, could this air show get any worse? I don't know, maybe this air show is even more cringe than the other one. It's not as great. Maybe these two, I think the best ones is this one and that one there, I think, because I'll tell you what, even though these guys were a bit flamboyant, they certainly have got their own trick to their sleeves. Quite good, but they always keep on flopping upside down. That's not as great. Let me try those Panavia tornadoes. Right, I've got the Panavia tornado planes back up now. They're not realistically detailed after the Panavia tornado, but roughly drafted after them. Okay, let's see how these two are going to shape up with the whole grand finale of my Flip Up Planes toy collections. In 3, 2, 1. Whoa, yeah! Whoa, and then it just crashed. And the tail one's basically standing on 2 feet. That was just weird. I mean, that was just wild seeing that. Okay, who knows about seeing that plane in action? Okay, here we go. What the heck? These things are just weird-looking missiles. Like, bloody hell. Wow. I tell you what, those things, I mean, comparing to those bloody Sukhoi SU-27 planes, the Panavia tornadoes from the bloody Royal Air Force, they seem to work so well. Like, literally, this is just amazing. Anyway, let me just do a jump cut here. And maybe try and find something that will pretty much make my day. And it's not even jump cutting. Oh, come on. Well, okay, finally we've got the whole camera to jump cut here. Sadly, the Sukhoi SU-27 planes, they're not doing it for me. Not as great as the Panavia tornadoes, or neither as great as the other planes I've covered in previous toy reviews. I'm just going to leave them in their rough packaging like that, and hey, let's finish off something with a little bit dynamic. Oh yeah. Okay, yes, the bullet train is, well, it's derailed here, but hey, let's go ahead and get this train rolling right over the rails. We've got some fresh new batteries, and let's go ahead and get the E657 and the Zoo Train. Maybe I can get the Zoo Train actually running. Actually, I'm going to use the Zoo Train this time. You initially thought, oh, okay, right. Maybe if I try and run this thing. Here we go. Go, E657. How's it going this time? How about the Zoo Train? Is it going to go completely wild this time? Whoa! Whoa, easy there, buddy. Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry, I'm just making a carriage. Woo! Oh no. Oh, I got to switch the points before there's a bit of confusion and delay coming along the way here. Uh-oh. Is it going to be good or is it going to be bad? Oh man, this could get really, really wild. Okay, let's go ahead and, whoa, start the Zoo Train along the way here. That's perfect. Hopefully this time we won't have any crashes along the way here. Oh, looks like the zoo train is going really fast. The bullet train is catching up, but oh no, I think we're gonna have a complete climax. Oh, that's gotta hurt. What a train wreck. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's all about the fun with playing with toy trains. Seeing them going up into their own little antics. Here we go. Uh-oh. Oh wait, it's in a straight line. How did I not notice that? How pretty amazing is that? Okay, right, I'm going to straight forward. Okay, let's go ahead and stop the zoo train, and I'm going to start the... Oh god! Oh, that was nearly a knife edge. Nearly an accident, seeing that. Oh god! No! I didn't even notice that the points were straight forward. Oh god! Hey, let's go race, 3, 2, 1, let's race! Okay, who's going to be the winner in this complete death match? Is it going to be the zoo train or the bullet train? Bullet train straightforward going first place, and the bullet train's coming up next. Oh my goodness me, this is getting really, really wild. Oh man, look how fast these speed demons are up to. Man, I could be a complete sports commentator. Bullet train straightforward up behind. The zoo train is straightforward. It's whizzing really, really fast. And it's coming up towards the order point section here. Oh no, I'm up to straightforward. Stop this one here before there's a complete amount of chaos right here. Oh my goodness me, sorry, there's a little bit of cheating going on here. And maybe it's time for that E657 to get back on the rails. Let's see how this all turns out. Oh man, I could be straightforward spending one all day long to play around with trains. I could have just straightforward stopped the E657 because, oh no! Another train wreck, but can the zoo train... Oh, sorry about that. Those trains won't be able to get back on their own feet. Look at that, completely derailed. And I'll tell you what, in no way am I actually having way too much fun playing around with trains. Oh my goodness me. Certainly much more fun than just playing around with toy planes. Paper planes, obviously. Uh-oh, I think we're going to have a train wreck. I think there could be chaos along the roadway. I'm pretty sure about that. At least there's some other ways to get this train back and running. The E657 and the bullet train is straightforward hounding up towards that E657, but little do I know that there's a complete another train derailment coming right up. Okay, start the zoo train. Maybe I can just stop that E657. Oh no, I think this could be a completely and utterly... Oh god, it started! No! God damn it! I think I just straightforward noticed that the bullet train was cornering and hounding up towards the E657, and the zoo train just straightforward rammed onto the E657. What a complete victory for the bullet train. How dare that speed freak. What a crazy show. So, with a complete stalemate between these two multiple unit trains, let me just straightforward turn these damn trains off, and maybe we can just straightforward set up another dimension of different battlefields. Maybe it's not a battlefield after all. Right, who knows? I might as well just start these trains and give them a good race and see which one's going to win or lose in that tournament of train-tasticness. Here we go, maybe I can start the E657 magically out of nowhere. The zoo train can go next. Strange enough, I should have actually started the zoo train first, because look how fast the zoo train is actually catching. Oh wow, look at how, in fact, it's actually hounding towards the E657. In fact, it actually is quite impressive. Oh man, I think I need to... Oh no! Oh, the zoo train has won. And who knows, is there going to be a complete train wreck? No, because I've just decided to set the points because, hey, let me give this another extended amount of play time so that, hey, who knows, we could reduce the risk of train accidents in that case, eh? Whoa, the zoo train, look how it's actually hounding towards the bullet train. That is just chronically wild, seeing that. Sorry for the pun. But wow, can you believe that bullet train? It's actually straightforward. I don't know how much speed is it straightforward taking, but hey, it is straightforward losing speed. This is just utterly wild somehow. And I wonder who's going to win that death match somehow. Whoa, it looks like these two are straightforward winners. But hey, how would I even know that they're going to win at this point here too? Because no one even knows that there's going to be a complete cliffhanging moment of two trains just straight forward causing a nasty and gnarly little... Oh God! Just as I spoke too soon! Whoa! I think the bullet train lives. Strangely enough, has it survived this train wreck? Oh, it looks like all these trains, in fact, both the bullet train and the zoo train have completely stored. Well, I think that's probably about that in this very much long half an hour toy view of planes and trains. Whoa! The zoo train just moving and all of a sudden derailed as a whole. So, if you really enjoyed in this weird and wacky toy view filled with planes and trains, but no cars or automobiles, if you really enjoyed it, please give this video a good like, subscribe for more for that toy views in the future, and as always, thanks so much for watching and bye for now. Terms and conditions apply, each set sold separately. Why am I sounding like an ad? And as always, you can't keep your eyes off from a train wreck.